Thank you, Ayo. Hello and welcome to Lagos Studios. I am Morenikeji Oladuti. As some Nigerians continue to query the planned increase in security personnel in some parts of the country ahead of the forthcoming governorship and assembly elections, some legal practitioners are calling on the presidency to tread with caution in order to avoid possibility of breeding anarchy in the country. One of them, who spoke through IATV in Lagos, Abdulaziz Jimoh, accused the presidency of taking actions that have the potential of reducing people's confidence in the nation's judiciary. Jimoh said it has become pertinent for the drivers of the Nigerian democracy to fully embrace the tenets of true democracy and avoid actions that send the signal of undue use of force in a democratic dispensation.
I just hope that the way things are going, the common man out on the streets there would not be forced to take the laws into his own hands and say, look here, if the government cannot protect me, I will protect myself. If the government of the day can remove the Chief Justice of the country with impunity, what confidence do I have? I will not approach the court. I will take the laws in. Would inevitably lead to a disastrous situation.
Jimoh warned that if the trend continued, the common man could completely lose confidence in the judiciary, which he said would mean a total breakdown of law and order.
The basis for the average man on the street having confidence in the judiciary, it's not there. There is no basis at all for it. Unless you want to pretend that things are all right and want to bury our head in the sand. What has happened, it seems, even to your average man on the street out there, it seems that the executive deliberately, in anticipation of whatever, deliberately and illegally removed Justice Onoye.
Avoid taking laws into their hands during and after the governorship and House of Assembly elections. And from Akure comes the reports that political parties and stakeholders in Ondo State have signed a peace pact ahead of Saturday's House of Assembly election in the state to ensure a violence-free exercise. Ondo State Commissioner of Police Onde Ade, who initiated the peace accord, said the command would not spare anyone found violating the peace accord. The police commissioner said signing the peace agreement with political parties and relevant stakeholders became imperative so as to discourage any form of disruption during the poll. Ade said adequate security will be provided around all polling units to ensure a hitch-free exercise.
Number of polling units that we have in Ondo State, we adequately cover, adequately provide security for. We all understood ourselves and they have resolved to make sure that the election taking place on Saturday shall be violence-free, while we have assured them of adequate security
political parties
everywhere.
And other stakeholders present at the signing of the pact promised to maintain a peaceful atmosphere before, during and after the election. All is now set for the conduct of election into the State House of Assembly in Osun State. The resident electoral commissioner Olusegun Agbaje gave the assurance at the Osogbo branch of the Central Bank of Nigeria venue of the distribution of sensitive materials for the election. He said the commission was committed to conducting a free, fair and credible election. Our ITV correspondent reports that Osun is one of the few states where isolated elections had been conducted for governorship position before now. Therefore, candidates of various political parties are only vying for the 26 seats as the State House of Assembly in the Saturday's election. Some representatives of various political parties who monitored the distribution of the sensitive materials expressed satisfaction about the transparency of the commission, but the representative of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Bola Jao, was not convinced, saying it is inconsequential on what will transpire during the election.
Yeah, what we are doing now is to carry the ballot papers and resource sheets. And we have already discussed with the party agents in the morning before we started to show them around. They saw the materials before we started loading. We have 26 constituencies in the state. We are having 26 members in the House. 22 of them are standing alone. We have 8 local governments that are having only 4. So we are matching them two local governments for one constituency to make 22 plus 4, making 26 together. We started with Atakumosa West and Atakumosa East, which will form one constituency. Those are the first local governments that are living here. Our major challenge will have been security, but yesterday I met the Commissioner of Police and the Commandant, Civil Defense, and they have assured us that they will do their best to ensure that all our polling units will be properly manned for this election.
We have just started the process today, but since it's been home for some time now, going by what happened in the previous elections, I think we are experiencing a hitch-free distribution of materials.
Well, so far so good. The materials is being well distributed, and INEC, they have been playing their role according to the rules, and I'm satisfied.
This is in tandem with the new lexicon in town, Sakama J, meaning the more you look, the less you see.
And time now to join Adegboyega Labiron on the business news. Good evening, Adegboyega.